Hi, my name is Debbie, and I live in Washington State.
And I am her daughter. My name is Missy. I also live in Washington State, and this is my niece and her granddaughter, Lucy.
My daughter Jessica passed away in 2012, Lucy's mom, and Missy and I started doing Relay for Lives. And at our first relay, I met a lady that was sharing to me about going to a medium and asked me if I wanted to go. And I told her no for a lot of reasons, but mainly because I didn't really know what a medium is. I didn't know if I believed in them. I didn't know a lot about them. But it wasn't something I had been raised to believe in. I was watching Housewives of New Jersey after that, which I used to watch with my daughter all the time. And they had a medium on there. So I Googled New Jersey Housewives medium, and Debra Martin's name popped up. So I Googled her. I read her website. I was drawn to her immediately. Like, I needed to see this lady. So I called my daughter and told her what I was thinking and feeling. And we were on a plane a month later, headed to Arizona to meet Debra. After we got there, and Debra asked me how we had found her, and so I shared the story about Googling Housewives, and she said she'd never been on a housewife show. So we Googled it again, the same way, and her name never came up. That was the moment I knew there was more to all this than what I had thought, and what I would learn is that Jess had taken us to meet Debra, and that Debra was supposed to be in our life. And thank God, because she truly changed it so that I still have a relationship with my daughter.
Having the opportunity to go to Arizona and meet Debra for my mom and I was life-changing. Debra taught us that Jess is always with us and how to pay attention to signs from her, and really how to still continue to have a relationship with her. The ability to be able to have a relationship with someone that you love so much that's in heaven is really powerful and amazing. To be able to connect with her and receive messages from her has given us the ability to live, to heal enough in our lives that we can be happy and enjoy this rest of our life together. And I truly believe that Jess put Debra in our lives, and I'm so thankful to God every single day that we've been allowed this knowledge through Debra to be able to still have her in our lives the way that we do. The way that I explain it to my kids is we have this relationship with Jesus and we spend time in that, and it's important to us, and we want to grow that relationship, and we can do that same thing with Jess still. When you have somebody that you love so much that's in heaven, you can still have that same relationship and continue to grow that relationship and spend time with them. And without Debra, I don't know that we would have ever gotten to a place where we could really know that. And that is incredibly healing. After one of our readings that we've had with Debra, because my mom and I have done a few, Debra asked us if we had any questions for her. And the one question that really was heavy on both of our hearts that we wanted to know was, when can we share this with Lucy? When will Lucy be emotionally ready and mature enough that she can have this, know what we know, meet Debra, have this type of relationship with her mom that we still are able to carry on with her while she's in heaven? And Debra told us that when Lucy was 13, she would be ready. Okay, at the time, Lucy was only 8, and that seemed so far away for us. It seemed so long away, but this year in February. Lucy turned 13. And last month, our family took a trip to Arizona, and we were so blessed to be able to go to lunch with Debra. And then even more so to be able to take Lucy with us, and for Lucy to be able to meet Debra. And Lucy's gonna talk a little bit about that lunch and what that meant to her.
So I've always known a lot about Debra because of how much she's affected my grandma and my aunt personally, but I've always wanted to be able to have that relationship with her so that I could have my stories with her and not just listen to the ones about that they've experienced. So when I found out that I would get to meet Debra, I could have not have been more excited, because I honestly felt that I was going to see my mom, because she just made it possible. She made us understand that we still have the ability to be able to talk to her and have that relationship with her. So the first couple of days I was so excited, but it wasn't until the day of that I really started understanding, like, I get to go see Debra, and I was very nervous. But when I saw her in person, I was very comfortable around her, and it felt like I was just with another family friend. And when she told us that she had a piece of paper and that she wrote things down that she felt like my mom was trying to tell her, so that we could get some things that would make us believe a little more and reassure us even more than we already have been. One of the things that she wrote down was infinity, and she wrote down infinity bracelet, but in the back of her head she kept thinking infinity ring. And I wear an infinity bracelet, and I have probably for the past year. And my aunt and my cousin got an infinity ring about 30 minutes before we saw Debra. So just those little things helps us get reassured and makes us understand even more about how we can have a relationship with my mom. And yeah.
When Debra asked me to share how I felt the day that Lucy was going to meet her, because as a grandma, I'm very protective of her. I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want her to be disappointed. And I should have known, because Jess is never going to disappoint her. And she's never disappointed us. So those were invalid feelings. But again, I had to have that moment. And I learned all over again that it's an amazing experience.
Yeah, so that is kind of our story of how we've met Debra and how we've been able to embrace this life with having someone so special to us be in heaven, and how we can still continue to have a relationship with Jess. So we're so thankful to Debra, and we love you so much.